All right, shalom, 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 brothers and sisters. Your brother Kazakya, Priest Kazakya, for some of you that know me personally. This video is a disturbing video. Some of you are going to be shocked what you're going to witness in this video. So this video is for everybody to learn from. Now, what you see on the screen is something that came in my feed, and this, for those of you that don't know, this brother here is Ringo on the screen. You see him on the screen. I'm not going to play his video. I'll leave a link to the video in the description. But look at the title. It says, "Why I Am No Longer a Hebrew Israelite." Okay. Now, the information that he shared on his channel is very clear as to why. Okay. I'm going to nip this in a bud from the very beginning, right? Is because, see, Hebrew Israelites is an identity, is a nationality, right? Okay, that's who we are, okay? Not a religion. But the enemy has got in a lot of people who are religious, and they have turned it into, I call it the Hebrew Negro-like version of Christianity. That's what it is. It's not, we say Hebrew Israelite is a way of life. It's not a way of life to most people. It's just a different form of Christianity. If you don't believe the way I believe, I'm going to cut you off, right? If you're not a part of my camp, I'm going to cut you off. If you teach something against my leader, I'm going to cut you off. That is religion, and that's not Hebrew Israelite. Okay? Now, I might come off as angry because I am angry because I'm tired of seeing the foolishness, right? The thing is that it's like saying I'm black. I can't unbe black because I'm black. All right. I don't like the way these camps are operating, and I don't like the demonic things that they do in these camps and how they try to isolate people from the family because you're not part of the camp or you don't believe the way I believe, right? Okay. Some of my best friends are not even believers. As a matter of fact, some people treat me better than conscious Hebrew Israelites do. They check on me. If I'm sick, they'll call me. When I was in New York, the Muslims, they would take care of me. I'll never forget, I had a busted window, and I was going around to all of the different salvage places, auto salvage places looking for glass. Everybody I went to was overpriced, but then there was a guy, he saw me and he said, "Assalamu alaikum, brother," because I was garbed down, my beard and everything, and I had cover on my head. He thought I was a Muslim. I went over there. He said, "Brother, I'll take care of you." You know, this brother was like, he was like more than half the price cheaper than the other people, right? So what's my point in saying that? My point is that Hebrew Israelite is a family, not a religion. And because you don't believe like me doesn't mean that you're not my family, right? I've been saying this for years, but people don't listen to me. They think I'm just talking, right? If you are Hebrew Israelite and you are a keeper of the covenant, I should be able to go to any city and any place in the world, and we should be able to sit down and fellowship and look out for each other, right? One thing I would say, when I was in Christianity, right? If you was in the Church of God in Christ and you went somewhere and you had the Church of God in Christ cord on and you had the cross suspended in your pocket, you went somewhere and you saw another elder, you know what the elder would do? He come over there and shake your hand. And he started talking. What jurisdiction you from, brother? It was like a brotherhood, right? Okay, I'm taking it a step further. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I can go places with my Cowboys gear on. I mean, it could be somebody that don't even know me. And they'll chase me down the parking lot. Hey, brothers, how about them Cowboys? We in the parking lot talking. It's like a brotherhood, right? Even the sisters the same way, right? So, an Hebrew Israelite is an identity of a people, right? So, if I see you out in the streets and you got fringes on, you ought to be the most friendliest person in the world, because you represent the Hebrew Israelite people of the book that's supposed to be the ones that have answers to the world. But y'all don't have no answers to the world, right? And now when people say Hebrew Israelite, what do? Right? They see all this negativity that doesn't represent what a Hebrew Israelite is or about. Doesn't represent what the covenant is all about. It represents people's personal prejudices that they have, because I'm looking for a reason to hate a certain group of people, so I'm going to use the Bible to do it. That's not what a Hebrew Israelite is, brother, sister. So what I want to show you, when you say Hebrew Israelite, this is what comes up, right? All right. Now, I showed you on the screen, that's my brother Ringo. We go back a ways. He may not remember me now because I got all this gray on my face and I gained a little weight. I'm going down on my weight, mind you, as we speak. But we go way back. We were one of the first original people, content creators on YouTube. I remember when he had left out of Christianity and got exposed to being an Israelite, right? The dangerous thing about being exposed to Israelite is you come in contact with cultic type camps. And that's what the problem is. Many people come into this walk in the truth and the knowledge of who we are as a people, and then they return to the covenant. Because see, that's the thing. Most people start with the elementary level of this thing. They get into we Hebrews and that's it. Being a Hebrew is a hard job. Knowing you Israel is not hard. Being Israel is hard because that means you got to be different than everybody else, right? You're called to be a priest to the world. When people need answers, you're supposed to be able to give them answers, right? Like in my personal vocation, right? I meet people all day long. I don't ask if they're Hebrew Israelite. If I talk to them and they have a need, and if I can give them some direction, or point them, give them some context, I do it. Why? Not because they're Hebrew Israelite, because I'm a priest and I know that the Most High called me and put me here to help people, right? To be a priest to the nations, right? So that's what the Hebrew Israelite is supposed to be about. You're not supposed to be no club where you're going to help people that's in your club only. It's for us only. That's where we missed the whole mark, right? Now I got some rednecks that talk to me, and man, they first come at me with the redneck mentality, but after they talk to me, find out that a lot of them say, you know what? You're different. You're a different kind of black guy. I can talk to you, right? That's how we supposed to be. We're not supposed to be killing people, giving them no hope in the world, right? So, like I showed you, this is the reason why we come to this, right? Now, the Most High didn't call us to the ministry of exposure. I was going back and forth with a sister on a video I did on, I'm going to touch on that in a minute, okay? What I want to do is I want to show you something. This is an article that came up, right? As a matter of fact, you'll see in the background, you see a picture, okay? This is where the picture came from, okay? As soon as I find it, here we go. So this article came up from the SPLC, okay? I don't know who the SPLC is. They're kind of like the other group, but they basically, you see on here, they have a picture of the SUPK, I believe that is, group, okay? Don't quote me because I'm not too sure, because they all come from the One West group and they broke off, right? So I'm not exactly sure if this is the ISUPK guys or the UPK guys, because they have so many different divisions, right? Okay, all right. So now it says here, look at the article. It says, since this is why, I'm bringing this up because this is why Ringo and other people don't want to be associated with Hebrew Israelite, because we got to stop the nonsense, right? We are projecting religion and this is for us only. And that's not who we were called to the world to be. Okay. So when you look at this article, it says since the late 1960s, the radical, they say, Hebrew Israelite ideology splintered to form increasingly anti-Semitic, anti-white, anti-LGBTQ, xenophobic, and misogynistic section of groups which preach they and they only are the true Israelites of the Bible and perpetrate the anti-Semitic belief that so-called Jews have stolen their identity and birthright. Okay, now, that's not what we called to do. Okay? Number one, as a Hebrew Israelite, our call, number one, is to return to the covenant of Yah. That's Deuteronomy 30 all day long, right? That's what it's about. Our focus is not on trying to direct the nations. There's already been a pronounced judgment on the nations, right? But our focus as Hebrew Israelites should be being sons and daughters of the covenant, right? In every area possible. So when you study Torah, right? Torah is all about doing right, right? Putting somebody on the blast and exposing them, that's not doing Torah, right? That's operating in the flesh. And this sister commented to me on one of my videos, the latest video I did about Guerrilla Hebrew, and she sent me a video, right? So what I want to do, I want to show you, I'm not going to play the video, I'm just going to show you the video this sister sent me, right? Okay, let's see. I don't have these tabs in order. Let's see. Here it is right here. Okay. This is the video she sent me. So I guess this is an organization called the House of Wisdom. And I listened to a few minutes of that, and I could tell that this brother is not operating in the spirit. They say they are operating according to Torah, but they're not. Because you're not supposed to put your brother and sister on blast like that, right? There's a way to handle it. You airing out your dirty laundry to the public is not the solution to handling problems in the family. Okay. The Christians do better than that. You won't see Christians airing out their controversy between each other on social media like that. You might find a few here and there, but not on a general scale, right? So we're not supposed to be airing out and using our platform to beat people up that have fallen to sin, right? Okay, we don't condone sin, but we're not going to put you on the blast and go on every forum that we got, put your name in light so we can get hits on our channel and all of that. That's the spirit of the wicked one. That's not the spirit of Yah, right? So people misunderstand when I talk about principles of how you handle situations. I'm not talking about anything that anybody does that's against Torah. I'm not justifying any of that. What I'm saying is that we as Hebrew Israelites, we got to be righteous in how we handle things, right? Because you yourself just might be a victim of falling. You pointing the finger at this person because they fell, whether they be a leader or whether in most cases a leader, because most people that's not in leadership, they can do what they want to do. Nobody follow. Nobody knows what they're doing. But it's the ones that's in the front that got to watch what they do because people's watching them, right? They're the ones that they're going after, right? Okay. So when you get into the operation of exposing people, what's going to happen is they're going to start looking at you, and next thing you know, you're going to be exposed, right? Now, that's the only thing that I would say to my brother Ringo that I saw when you start that campaign of exposing other people, it's going to come back at you, right? You know how, say, for example, I'm going to do something real quick, right? Okay, look at my screen here. All right. Now, so this is what started the war, my brother Ringo. With much love to you, this is what started the war, my brother, right here. The Pastor Dow thing. I watched it. I actually was subscribed to your channel. When I saw that, I said, he's going the wrong direction. You know what I did? I unsubscribed to the channel because it's like, I don't want to be parts of that exposure ministry. That's not what I'm called to do. I'm called to be a priest to the nations. I'm not called to the ministry of exposing people, right? Okay. So when I saw this here, like, this is not his channel, but it's somebody else. Pastor Dow exposed devil simp devil. Okay. All right. You got, so you go through here, Pastor Dow. Here's another brother. It's worse than we thought. Here is somebody else. A disturbing documentary on Pastor Dow and Straightway, right? Okay. Prophet Lovey exposed Pastor Dow lies, save face, right? So you go down here. Look, here's another one. Self-destruction of Pastor Dow. This is Naphtali, 1981. It goes on, you know, you go through here. Judgment. Pastor Dow exposes his judgment is final. Okay. See that? Look at this. See, you got all this stuff here, right? Okay. Now you got other people jumping. You got the Gentiles. You got the Gentiles jumping in. Look at this one here. So see, you got all these videos popping up, right? So that's what was the problem here, right? Oh, here's Ringo's video. Pastor Dow, the most dangerous pastor in America, right? Wolf in sheep's clothing exposed, right? So I rest my case. So what I'm saying is that when you start something like that, and your ministry is based off of exposing people, you open the doors up to be attacked by that same spirit that you are attacking in, right? And when a person falls, right, we're supposed to be righteous and restore that person. I don't have to go to the Bible and pull up those passages. Y'all quote scriptures more than a baby drinks milk. But the thing of it is not about whether you can quote the scriptures, it's whether you can live them, right? So when you catch a brother or sister overtaken in a fault, you're not supposed to expose them on the internet, right? But you're supposed to restore them, right? If you can't offer restoration, you go to restore them and they don't want to hear you. There's a protocol how you handle that. You don't go on www and create a channel to expose the person, because you sooner or later, you're going to be judged. You're not supposed to judge Israel in front of the whole world anyway, right? Okay. So when you go through these different channels, this is the reason why a lot of people have left the Hebrew Israelite, because they actually have left the religion, because that is a religious mindset that a lot of people have when they come to know that they are Israelites, right? So I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay. Now, when you do that, this is what happens, right? So let's go back to my screen here. Now, I did this Ringotv expose, right? When you go there, you do that. Look, people have videos about him now, right? See? C-Rock Smooth exposed the dark truth about Ringo. This is an older one here, 2 years old. I've watched the video that Ringo did on this charisma female, this female right here. So they had a war going, debunking Ringotv, aka Blackmail Advice TV, the lies exposed, right? Okay. And you have another video here. False witness speaks lies. Ringotv exposed. This is Elder Kabir. This is another one here. Ringotv gets exposed for being a creepy by several women and more. This is Rim Rum TV, right? Pass it down versus Ringotv. New breed exposing the lies. So now you go into a whole nother level, because who was once a friend, now he's an enemy. So new breed called Ringotv, you see what it says there, right? Okay. So you go back and forth with all this stuff, right? Why abandon the black community mindset? Because all of that, my brother, you can reach out. My number is 443-480-3166, right? With all love and sincerity. My line stays open. People tell me stuff all the time. I'm not a blabber. I'm not going to go on YouTube and expose you and destroy you, right? Because we need each other. And it's a lonely world. When you're trying to walk righteously, it's a lonely world. The camps are not going to love you. I don't have no camps loving me, reaching out to me, buddying me, friending me when I come around. Brother, come on, let's chop it up. People don't, because Israelites are wicked just like the world. Let me say that again, right? I'm not even gonna do my sound effects. This is without sound effects. Israelites are wicked just like the world, right? So if we don't submit ourselves to Yah, we're gonna act wicked just like the world, right? And then you're going to find yourself leaving and looking for another circle to hang in, right? Then only to find out that, oh, there is no circle, right? I learned that 10, 15 years ago. That Israelites are the quickest people to write you off. When you mess up with them, boy, you in the trash can, right? I need to do a sound effect right there, though. You in the trash can. Do something that the Israelite group, a certain circle of Israelites don't like, they will write you off quick. Go through some personal problems, you separate from your wife or get divorced. Oh man, there's certain people gonna write you off. Never to communicate with you ever again in life. Right? I've had people to write me off, right? Life goes on, okay? It's a lonely world out there. People that are really for you going to stick with you even when you go through your storm, right? So if they don't stick with you while you're going through your storm, you don't need them in your life anyway. Goodbye, right? They ain't paying your bills for you to live off of and all of that, right? Okay, so that's what happened. So when you expose, right? When you expose people, then you start opening up the door for the reciprocal of that to be done to you. Isn't that what the Messiah said? Judge not that you be not judged, with the same measure that you meet shall be measured back unto you. Right? So when we judge people, it's going to come back, right? It's going to come right back to us and it's going to bite us, right? So now, what I want to do is, okay, now I'm going to show you a quick clip. It's about a minute. I'm almost done with this video, but it's a quick clip. And this is why it's very important for us to stop the foolishness, right? Okay, check this out.
Pack up and leave. You better not move. You better not move. You better not move. I got police. You better not move. You better not move. Don't get out. Black against black fight. That's not the police doing that. Over a chair or something, man. That's crazy. Yeah, they about to leave and y'all grab their chair. Y'all start fighting over a chair, man. Over a chair, man.
They could have just left.
And y'all trying to teach us something.
They could have just left.
How y'all trying to teach us something, bro?
Y'all ain't getting out wrong. They could have just left.
Y'all messed over these guys, so y'all not getting handcuffed. So, yeah, y'all they getting handcuffed, and they was just trying to get their chair. They was trying to get their chair, and they getting handcuffed. They assaulted these people when they about to go.
All right, so some of you all familiar with what that was, right? But that was a fight between two One West camp groups over territory, right? Now, these things ought not to be. Stuff like that is the reason why people leave the Hebrew Israelites. It's the reason why you see videos like what Ringo put up and or other people say, you know, I used to be Hebrew Israelite, right? Okay. I can see why Ringo said what he said. Because if that means I'm a Hebrew Israelite, being like that, right? Fighting each other, territorial, having a reputation for being a hate group and all of that, I can see why he would say, I don't want to be Hebrew Israelite no more, right? Now, I will say this. Brother Ringo, as much as you hate it, and as much as you said that you're not a Hebrew Israelite no more, and I know what you mean, the label's on you, brother. It's on you. It's like, I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, then I'm gonna close this video out. I had applied to be a minister of music for a church. It was a 6-figure income job, mind you, and I'm a musician like you, Ringo. You know, do my own tracks and everything. I could play anything I hear. I was all excited because I just knew they were going to hire me, right? I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to that church to preach. They just want somebody to be the musical person and handle music, right? So I got an email from them, and I didn't have no garbs on. I sent them street clothes like I got on right now. I sent them a video showing me how I play and everything. They told me, said, brother, we saw your profile, your videos, what you can do, and we are very much impressed. And we know that musically you can give us what we want. They said, but your doctrine does not line up with this ministry. I was like, where did they get doctrine from? Once you put a video up on YouTube and you embrace who you are, it's out. You already know that. It's already out there. I saw a video you did one time. They got your whole hard drive download. You could say, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, all you want to say. But guess what? You can go to the church and you can even play the part. And I'm not saying you're going to go back to church. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, even if you were to go to the church and try to blend in, somebody there is going to see you. That's that Ringo guy. He one of them Hebrew Israelite. I remember, I'm telling you another story, and I'm going to close the video out. I remember when I was in Chicago and this pastor took a liking to me, right? So I was trying to blend in. This one brother kept looking at me. And he walked over to me one day. He said, you one of them Hebrew Israelites, aren't you? I had on a suit and tie. He said, I got my eye on you. All I'm saying is that, my brother, you are labeled. And there's nothing you can do to unlabel yourself. You can put on a suit and tie. You can put a bandana on your head. It's just like the other brother. The brother out there, Jerusalem, the one that says he's not an Israelite no more. He's marked. He said he don't believe that stuff no more. He's marked. He'll never be trusted, even in the Christian circle. You come and they will never trust you in Christian church, because when you get exposed to truth, even though you had a bad experience in the truth and you left from a certain circle, that label's on you. right? And you stuck with it for life. I'm stuck with it for life. I can't go anywhere and not wear fringes and people not spot me out and say, he's different than us. He's not one of us. I'll say this last thing. I remember when I was dating, and I was dating a Christian sister, and she invited me to go to her church. Everybody kept looking at me. I was like, it's a light on you. There's a light on you that's going to shine on you that you've been exposed to. You know that you are a son of the covenant. And it's going to stick on you for the rest of your life. So we can do videos and say, I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite and all the above. But guess what? You will always be who you are because it's on you. I'm going to leave with this one here and say this here. Israel, can we stop the exposure ministry? Can we learn to operate in love? Because if people are following somebody who's teaching wrong doctrine, it's because they want to be there. You can't save them. These people that's worshiping these camp leaders, they worship them because they want to. And I can do lessons against idolatry all day long. They don't see it as idolatry. Why? Because they feel like this person he led me to the truth. I remember when I had a few people that would attend our live stream. And I started mentioning things about the doctrine of the camps. She got offended. They brought me in the truth. And wasn't long after that where she stopped fellowshipping online with us. She disappeared. Why? Because people are going to do what they want to do. They're going to worship these leaders. They know these leaders are not right and they're doing things that goes against Torah. They don't care. Why? Because they are in love with that group. It's like that little series that Tyler Perry has on called The Ruthless, where they show you all these people are in this camp they call the Rockaducians, dressed in purple and gold. I've had that. Imagine that, right? Go look it up. And these people have pledged allegiance to this man they call the highest. You know how we say the most high? They call him the highest. We say Ruach Kadash. They say Rockadush or the Raku. So figure out, where did he get that from? He knows, right? So let's stop with the exposure ministry and let's see if we can teach. That's what I was telling the sister that wanted to go back and forth with me about exposing Guerrilla Hebrew, right? Okay. I think I missed showing. I was going to show that there. Let me just close out with this here. Okay. So I meant to show you this here. So you put in, my video actually came to the top. It's getting a lot of hits. Should Sakari, aka Guerrilla Hebrew, be exposed, right? And that's the video that the sister was going back and forth with me about, and she was acting like showing no mercy, right? So then you see all these videos here, Guerrilla Hebrew exposed, Deacon Haka, the zealots, the Hebrew sect fought against the Roman Empire. Okay, that's something different. Guerrilla Hebrew not happy with Deacon, so you go on. Guerrilla Hebrew exposes the Edomite spirit in Deacon. It's all this exposure. Guerrilla Hebrew calls out Deacon, right? See, it's a never-ending battle. So when you exposing people, it's going to continue. It's a revolving door, right? It's going to come back around, right? So can we stop with the exposure, right? If you're going to expose anything, expose false doctrine, right? That's what we do. We expose false doctrine, right? Okay. Now, if you happen to use a person and say that they're teaching this and you expose that, that's one thing. But to get into a person's personal life and start prying and start trying to, I'm going to expose this brother for the devil he is, that's a dangerous game. And is going to lead to destruction, to the whole movement that we have worked so hard to try to build, right? We're Israel, whether we believe the same, whether we are part of the same camp or not, right? I'm praying it may not happen until we get in the kingdom. That one, because there's going to be a lot of people going to have to get a lot of hell beat out of them for us to be in the kingdom, because you can't take all that separate individual camp nonsense into the kingdom. Most High ain't going to have it. So right now, what's happened is the rebels are being purged out, right? That's what's happened. The rebels are being purged out. And when we in the kingdom, it ain't going to be none of that. What camp you with, brother? You know, the Israelites did that in the days of Paul. You know, some say they of Paul, some say they of Silas, some say they of Peter or whatever, right? They was fighting over what camp you part of, right? When the Messiah was walking with disciples, it said, somebody came by. It wasn't part of our camp, was casting out devils. We told them. Israel the same, or Josiah has a lesson he taught. Israel the same yesterday, today, but prophetically we will not be the same forever. And with that said, I leave you in peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom.